Hi, I watched The Miracle of Teddy Bear and here's my review. Tofu, a big teddy bear that has been with Nat for 10 years, suddenly transforms into a human one day. Intrigued as to why it turned, he decides to start investigating. But while doing so, he finds himself embarked into the problems of the family. Guys, this drama is such a huge surprise. I went for this one not expecting anything, just knowing it's a teddy bear that turns into a human, and I pretty much really liked the posters, even though the posters are a bit... they don't really reflect the drama at all. But it's okay, the drama is still really, really interesting, really great. Honestly, there's just two things that I didn't like, one just a bit, and something else I didn't like at all, but I will come back on it in the spoil parts. But overall, it is really a very good drama. The OST is pretty good. Well, at least from what I remember, there's one piece of music that really struck to me a lot, that we hear a few times during the drama, and very beautiful song. The production, although it's not perfect, it's really solid. I mean, I don't want to be mean or diminishing, but for a Thai drama that is also a BL, yeah, it's really impressive to see. And also for mostly everyone, the acting is really great. Honestly, I want to give a little clap to the actor of Nat and his mom. It's not the first time I see his mom in a drama, and I pretty much really like her every time, and I do really like, again, how she acts in this drama. Maybe just one or two actors are a bit below the others, if I could say, but it's not really too distracting. At the end, you get used to them anyway. This drama is quite long, as you saw, 16 episodes of an hour and 30 minutes is very damn long. It was a bit scary when I started it, but I actually got into the story pretty quickly, getting pretty interested enough very quickly. And the story manages, even though it's so long, to keep you interested throughout the drama. And it's a very good point, because it's so long and I can think about very short dramas, tiny dramas even, that are not even able to keep your attention this way. It's incredible. I think they did a very, very good job with this. Also, I think the characters in this drama are not completely too one-dimensional, but pretty complex. Some of them feel a bit cliché, maybe, and also a bit one-dimensional. But overall, the story is so complex, and there's so much information and things happening that it makes the characters still very complex, in my opinion. Finally, last little thing I want to mention in this no spoil part is how the drama really conveys a lot of strong lessons and social commentary. They touch on a bit of different subjects, but I think one of the main social commentary in this drama is homophobia. It's really well done, and really throughout the drama they really sometimes talk about things, sometimes even kind of, you could maybe call it details. It's not really details, but they really have something for almost everything. For example, we have pink is for girls, blue is for boys. You're a woman, you need to get married to be fulfilled. The importance of living in the present and being who you want to be, being able to show yourself to the world as who you are, even if you're not in the LGBT community. Another example that I really liked is when they say that you don't have to be homosexual yourself to help the homosexual community. And that's something that really resonated with me a lot, because I am heterosexual and I have always been supportive, never been homophobic or even questioning it. It just, even in my brain, doesn't even make sense that people can't understand and hate it. My brain can't even process this. It's just an example again, but it's one that really struck with me because sometimes I think, well, more like I feel like some people tend to gatekeep some causes. I mean, help is help, no matter who it is from. So, yeah. Anyway, this drama makes very strong points, and maybe the thing that I'm going to find sad with this is that it's not necessarily the people who would need to watch this kind of TV show that is going to watch it. Anyway, so if you haven't watched it, I absolutely recommend it to you. I'm almost certain that you're going to like it, even though it's long. You're going to be very interested about learning more about this family, pretty much. So go for it if you haven't watched it. I absolutely recommend. For Nat, like I said, I didn't like him at first, but then he grows on me as the character is developed and as he grows and starts to change with the help of his friends, of course, but mostly thanks to Tofu, who is always there for him, always there to put him first. He is a character that's really far from being perfect, and they really do a good job showing that throughout the drama. And actually, at the very end, we see him actually seeing a therapist and mentioning his anger issues. And yeah, it's really small, but it's still there. And I think it's important to show to people first that it's a good thing to do, to talk about your problems to a professional, and also for Nat to really acknowledge his problems and try to work on them. Finally, on Tofu, this is, I think I can say, the most innocent and simple character in this drama. He is a character that I really, really like, and I think it probably goes for most people because he's just so innocent and so full of love, and he just wants to help so much. He wants to be there for others. I think he's a character that didn't deserve what happened to him at all, but I'm going to talk about it right now. Yeah, something that I found very sad is that it's called the miracle of Teddy Bear, and while miracles happened because of him, he himself didn't get to have a single miracle for himself. Yeah, sure, he comes back as a teddy bear, but how is that a miracle? I mean, I wouldn't want to stay staring at the man I love, loving another woman and watching them do everything together. That's no blessing at all. At the end, Tofu seems to be okay with the situation, but no, it's creepy and very weird. So yeah, I think since miracles happened in this drama, I don't know why you couldn't have one as well. There's kind of a point as, you know, you have to live your life without miracles and everything. But I think it's easy to say that once you've relied on miracles throughout the drama, thanks to Tofu, right? So yeah, I think it's a bit easy to say. Now, the ending. So I know not everyone is going to be with me on this one because I checked the comments before filming this video because I needed support, I needed moral support of other people thinking like me. So I hated this ending. From a certain point of view, I can understand it. I can understand why it makes sense. But to me, it makes sense only to a certain degree, but for a lot of other things, it doesn't make sense anymore. For example, I can understand how it would make sense in the sense that he is kind of a product of the love between Tan and Nat before. It makes sense, but just for this. And I mean, in the end, he's not some kind of product or anything. He becomes a real person. He becomes a real human with thoughts of himself, with capacity to think, with capacity to love. And the love he feels for Nat is his love. It's not Tan's love. I don't know, I just found it very reducing of Tofu's character to just really reduce it to a product that's just there to remove all the problems just so Tan can come back and be with Nat while he did nothing. I know he didn't do nothing in high school, but after that, I think, I'm sorry, but in the end, in my opinion, in my point of view, he didn't deserve Nat at all. I also know this was foreshadowed with the story The Little Prince and with several other things throughout the drama. It was foreshadowed, but in these kinds of shows, sometimes, it's foreshadowed, but they come back. So I had this hope until the very, very last minute. But no. Guys, if you knew, I cried so much. I think right now I'm fine because I really cried for such a long time last night. I was a sobbing mess and very noisy too. Oh, wow. I'm someone in the first place who doesn't like bad endings. If it's horror or catastrophe, end of the world kind of thing, yeah, I like bad endings. I like everyone dies, I'm okay. But in my romances, I really don't like it because I'm here to spend a good time. I think life is already bad enough like it is. Love in real life is already bad, very bad as it is in real life. So I just want to see beautiful love between people in these shows. So I really don't like these kind of endings. I'm sure I haven't explained everything I wanted to say as to why I think it's not an ending that completely makes sense. Because sure, for me, it kind of makes sense in the plot, if I could say. But at the same time, it goes against every lesson and kind of commentary they did and deeper moments with the characters, especially between Nat and Tofu. I mean, can you imagine ending as the teddy bear? It's just because he's not just a teddy bear anymore, he's a human trapped as a teddy bear now. It's terrible. I'm thinking about anyway. Oh, yeah. What I wanted to say is, no matter what bad ending it would be, I would still not like it. But I think that if Tofu had completely disappeared, it would not be as bad because he wouldn't be stuck as a teddy bear. And second thing is if Nat had ended with someone else at the end and not Tan, which then I would still not like it because Tofu would still be dead and they would still be separated. Well, poor Tofu doesn't deserve this at all for how cute and how he helped everyone. But I think I would have been a bit more okay with it because it would still go in the moving on kind of stuff. It just rubs me the wrong way that it's like Tofu did all the freaking work and he dies so they can be back together when Tan did absolutely nothing when he learned about Nat's condition and his mom's condition. He had 10 years to go see them, to go see Nat when he knew the dad was dead, but he did nothing. And then he just comes like this. I mean, it just makes me so mad. I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like Tofu est juste un gros bouche-trou, en fait. He's just there to feel while the other guy can't be there. And he's kind of disposable. That is like he's not really a real person, that he doesn't have real feeling. Oh. Anyway, I know this subject of the ending is really up to debate a lot. People who liked the ending can't understand people who didn't like it, really. And people who didn't like it can't really understand people who liked it. But it's just a personal preference from everyone. So of course it's subjective. And I'm a bit like this too. I don't understand how anyone could like such an ending. But I still respect. If you did like it, well, at least it's good for you. You didn't end up disappointed in the last episode. But yeah, so in the end, disappointed because of these two things I mentioned, and that's what made the rating go down. But despite those two things I didn't really like, it's still overall a very, very, very good drama that was a huge, huge surprise that, from my opinion, could have been a lot better and maybe get a 9.5 or a 10 even. But no, unfortunately. But you know, just because I didn't like these two things, I can still acknowledge how good the drama is overall. So yeah, still a slight disappointment, right? But anyway, if you haven't watched it, I completely recommend you to watch it. I'm almost certain you liked it. If you've watched it, don't hesitate to give your thoughts about what I talked about, the things I didn't like or some things I didn't really understand. I feel like this drama is a bit underrated. I'm not sure, I don't want to assume anything, but compared to some dramas that you always see trending, I've never seen this one trend before. Like I said before, I never saw really anyone talking about it, so I don't think it's that popular. But anyway, I'll leave you now because it's been too long, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!